You wake up a few minutes before your alarm goes off. You didn't plan to. Your body just knows. It has learned this rhythm after thousands of mornings that all look the same. Same ceiling, same routine, same job, almost 13 years in, at the same company. You call it stability, a solid salary, benefits, security. But lying there in the quiet, there's a strange weight in your chest that you can't fully explain. Here's the uncomfortable part. You're earning more money than your parents ever imagined earning at your age. On paper, you're doing great, and yet somehow you feel more financially fragile than ever. That isn't bad luck, it isn't poor discipline, and it definitely isn't a coincidence. It's the result of a system that works exactly as intended. This is what I call the salary trap. And I didn't understand it myself for a long time either, because for years I believed my salary was proof that I was doing life correctly. Every raise felt like progress, even when my savings barely mow. I thought stability meant safety, until I realized I wasn't building security at all. I was building dependency. The moment my lifestyle began to rely on my income staying exactly the same, my freedom quietly disappeared, and once I saw that, I couldn't unsee it. Let me show you how this works. Meet Sarah. She's 34 years old and earns $85,000 a year. Statistically, that puts her in the top tier of earners in her country. By all traditional standards, she should feel comfortable, even wealthy. She doesn't. Sarah is paid bi-weekly. Before taxes, each paycheck looks impressive. After taxes, her take-home pay is about $2,458. Here's where the system becomes clever. Sarah never actually gets to decide what happens to that money. It doesn't arrive as a clean sum that she consciously allocates. Instead, it's silently divided and claimed before she even notices. Rent takes $1,200 right away. Groceries and eating out claim around $400. Her car payment, insurance, and gas add another $550. Phone bill, its internet subscriptions take $120. Utilities consume about $140. By the time Sarah mentally registers that she's been paid $2,410 of her $2,458 is already gone. She has $48 left to last 2 weeks. And here's the psychological brilliance of it. She doesn't feel poor. She has a car, a decent apartment, a life that looks successful from the outside. The system gives her just enough comfort to stop her from asking a dangerous question: why am I not building wealth? This is the first weapon of the salary trap. The illusion of prosperity through fragmentation. When money arrives in one lump and disappears in dozens of small automatic exits, your brain never fully experiences the loss. You feel busy, not broke. You have a lifestyle, not assets. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere. Now let's talk about what actually keeps people stuck, because this is where things get darker. The modern economic system is designed around one central goal: keeping you dependent on your next paycheck. You're all low. Told to get an education, so you do. Often that means debt. Now you need a job to justify that investment. You land one good salary, maybe $60,000 a year. It feels like relief, but the moment you accept that offer, a silent process begins. Your lifestyle expands to meet your income. Economists call this lifestyle inflation. In reality, it's the second trap. You earn $60,000, so you upgrade your apartment, rent jumps from $800 to $1,200. You upgrade your car, payments double, then you earn $90,000. You move again, nicer place, better neighborhood, higher rent. You take vacations you can finally afford. Each raise feels like progress. Each upgrade feels deserved. But with every step up, your fixed expenses grow faster than your freedom. Eventually, something subtle happens. You're no longer free to walk away from your job, not because you love it, but because your life requires it. Your income becomes non-negotiable. This is what people mean by golden handcuffs. And the cruelest part is that no one forced them onto you. The system simply offered the options, and human psychology did the rest. We're wired to see progress as moving up, not as creating distance between what we earn and what we need, so we climb into lifestyles that consume everything we make. A person earning $500,000 a year can be just as trapped as someone earning $50,000 if their lifestyle demands nearly all of it. Salary does not equal freedom. The gap between income and expenses does, and that gap is what the system quietly works to erase. I had a friend named David who worked in tech, six-figure income, respected position. Every time he thought about quitting, his stomach tightened, not because he loved his job, but because he couldn't imagine surviving without it. He had committed to a $400,000 house, 2 car payments, and private school tuition. When his company offered him a promotion and a $20,000 raise, he felt relieved, grateful, like he had won. Within weeks, his mortgage adjusted. One of his kids' needed braces. His car became too expensive to repair, so he upgraded. And just like that, nothing changed. His stress didn't decrease. It stayed exactly the same. This is the system's most insidious trick. Salary increases don't build wealth. They often just expand obligations faster than income grows. That's why people earning wildly different salaries frequently report similar levels of financial anxiety. When your expenses are locked in, your paycheck isn't freedom, it's a leash. Living paycheck to paycheck, even a large one, makes you predictable. You need the job. You can't take risks. You can't step away. You can't invest in yourself because every dollar already belongs to someone else. Your landlord, your bank, your car lender, they benefit from your stability. You don't. Ask yourself this honestly. If you quit your job tomorrow, how long could you survive without income? If the answer is less than 3 months, you're not secure, you're trapped, and you're far from alone. Most professional LS couldn't maintain their lifestyle for more than a month without a paycheck. That's not safety. That's a comfortable prison. But here's the part most people never hear. This isn't inevitable. It's not a law of nature. It's a system, and systems can be understood, challenged, and dismantled. The moment you realize your salary isn't making you rich, but keeping you busy enough to not become rich, everything shifts. You stop asking, how do I earn more? And start asking, why does all my money disappear? You stop chasing promotions and start questioning obligations. You begin focusing on assets instead of appearances. This isn't about quitting your job tomorrow. It's about awareness, and awareness changes behavior. First, stop confusing income with wealth. Income is temporary. Wealth is stored time and freedom. A $200,000 salary is impressive. $50,000 in savings and investments is powerful. One vanishes the moment you stop working, the other stays. Second attack, the gap deliberately. Keep your expenses intentionally below your income, even when your income rises. This feels backward in a culture obsessed with upgrades, but it's the only mechanism that works. Third, redirect that gap into assets that work for you instead of liabilities that work against you. And most importantly, build optionality. When you have 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved, something profound changes psychologically. You negotiate differently, you tolerate less nonsense, you see opportunities instead of threats. The goal was never just to earn more. The goal was to stop needing permission to live your life. The salary trap is real. It's sophisticated, but it's not inescapable. The people who break free aren't smarter or luckier than you. They simply became aware. They recognized that comfort is not the same thing as freedom. And once you see that distinction, you can't unsee it. If this breakdown helped you see the system more clearly and you want to learn how wealth actually works, not just how income works, subscribe to this channel. We break down the psychology of money, the systems that shape your financial decisions, and how to step outside of them. New videos every week. Each one brings you closer to real financial freedom. Thanks for watching.